Hello everyone, this is your boy Lamore, DJ Playboy, Jam Master Jedi Prince, and I'm coming here today with some very important information, some very urgent and important information. And like I always say, will never give you any information or bad news without giving you the good news, the powerful solutions to the problem. So as I go through these notes, I wrote a few notes here. I'm going to try to go through them in an organized fashion as possible. I'm just winging this with my crazy schedule and time to do this, but because this is so important, excuse me, and so crucial that I have to do this video now. There's no time to waste pertaining to this situation, this urgent situation that's going on, which is probably one of the most urgent situations that anyone could ever face. To fix this, it's going to take the right attitude, the right mental and spiritual and psychological attitude. You will have to be completely dedicated to being healthy and balanced, wealthy even as well, because it'll probably take a substantial amount of money, to do this. Get this out. So on that note, let's get into what I'm talking about here, what's going on here. Basically, and as I go through this, I'll try to upload or link pages to what I'm talking about and legal documents to this, as well as pictures and so forth to help you understand for those who don't understand. But primarily this is for the people who are already awake. If you're not awake to this, if you don't understand this already, there's probably a different method that you need, a modality, but this is for the people who are awake already, who have at least seen this information and heard me talk about this information and showed you this information and even worked with you about this. And what I'm talking about is this new urgent situation pertaining to this new flu, this new bug, this new virus, this new poison that's being sprayed on us. As I go through my notes, this poison is based on GMO spraying, and the GMO spraying is being sprayed throughout the atmosphere, and this is based on legal documents and public law. This is not based on a conspiracy theory. This is based on the public law that has given our lovely government and society controllers the right to spray this GMO poison. And basically, it is public record, and I will show you that, or you can look it up for yourself. But within this poison, within this GMO spray that is legally sprayed, there are strong traces of aluminum, barium, many cases lithium, and other chemicals, a host of chemicals that is extremely toxic to the body, that is extremely poison to the body. You don't believe me? You don't have to believe nothing I say. Everything I say you could go look up online and research. Do your research, look up online what these poisons can do to the body. And also, as I begin to show you the cures and the things to help reverse and protect your body, look up the research of what these natural things that I'll show and share with you too. It's up to you to do your work, do your homework, to do serious research if you want to live healthy and wealthy for the next X amount of years to come. Because as I traveled up and down the coast in the country even, let alone the world, we're just going to stick to this country, United States of America. As I traveled, this spray, this poison, this GMO is being sprayed coast to coast, north to south, east to west. It's sprayed all over, full sky coverage in some cases. You can see it. Once you look it up, you understand what you're looking at. and you did your research. If you don't see it, if you can't see it, ignorance is no longer bliss. Ignorance is a slow poison death. So if you choose to have that, then that is your choice. I'm not going to go after you or try to help you. I'm going to allow you to make a choice that's beneficial for yourself. Because at this time, I only have a limited amount of time to activate cures and to help those who are ready to be helped. My time is very limited to do this. It's a small window of time to do this. So if you choose to go back to sleep, you could stop this video. You could go do whatever you need to do. But if you choose to stay awake and listen to the cures and begin to take the power back in your own life, take the power back in your own truth, then you can continue listening to this. And this would be like an emergency broadcast to help you get your life in control and under control from these attacks. Now, as you research these attacks, you can make your own decisions on why they are spraying the stuff, why they're putting the stuff in our atmosphere, why they are putting this in our water. You could do your own research pertaining to that. And I'm not here to stop them. I'm not here to protest them. I'm here to show you the solutions to protect yourself. I'm here to show you your powers within yourself, within the grasp of your hands, and what I can give you and share with you to empower yourself. And what you do after that, as far as stopping them or not stopping them or whatever you think you need to do, that is up to you and your family and whatever. That is up to you to do. But that is no longer my job is to stop them, because one of the main reasons I will not stop them and I will not even put an effort to stop them is because it's all done by permission of you and the rest of society. So until you say no as a large collective, not the full collective, but as a large collective, until you wake up and say no and get others to wake up and say no, then it will continue to do that. And there will be nothing I can do anyway, because I will have to go against your will. And I will only go against your will if it affects my life to a certain point. And that's part of what is being a warrior and being a master is about, protecting yourself. But I will not go up against anything if I'm good and what I'm doing is working and it's protecting me and those in my circle and those who choose to be protected, most likely everything is good. But as things continue, there will be decision time as far as you and the rest of the world to make, because this poison is affecting everything: the oceans, the water, the earth, the plants, the food. So at some point, this will be inescapable for all. So hopefully you'll wake up now, begin to protect yourself and heal yourself, and listen to the rest of this and any other thing that I might bring into this form or this realm of understanding. And this will probably be a very long video or a very short video, depending on how important your life and your health is. So with that, I'm looking at my notes again. I discussed the type of chemicals that's being sprayed: aluminum, barium, lithium, other chemicals, nanoparticles, and look up nanoparticles and things like that. Then you'll find what they do and why they spray them for certain things or use them. And these things, these chemicals, they suppress the immune system. They break down the body and the cells. And this type of poison, which it is, becomes very toxic in your body. So you're not supposed to have this type of poison in the amount that they're spraying in your body. In some cases, just off the top of my head, causes flu-like symptoms, dehydration, symptoms of diabetes, symptoms of cold, activating other ailments of other types of cancers to be activated, other types of diseases, arthritises, allergies. And the big thing I hear is people that say, I never get sick. I never get sick. And a lot of people live in denial. And I said, you got that little puffy cough. That's where you hear the little puffy cough everywhere like that. I'm not coughing. I'm just showing you what the cough is. And that's why those who know me You rarely ever see me coughing and hacking over the years, over a long duration, because that's the formula that I'll be sharing with you. And the reason is because the formula works. The only time I do get sick and I do cough and I do have these issues like everyone else become, sick like that, is when I stop using the formula, or if I'm traveling and I run out of the formula, or I don't sleep as much. I work almost every day, all day and night, and those who know my physical lifestyle understand it's very intense physical, and a lot of it is outdoors, in the middle, in the eye of the storm, what I do. And still, I'm able to stand strong, you know, many years, 7 and 10 years plus, and deliver this knowledge to you and share with you this. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because it's worked for me, and it's kept me healthier than ever and stronger than ever. So bear with me. This is your education for the rest of your life and your generation, right here, right now. You're not going to get this anywhere else, and I will not do this for anybody else. Right now, I'm doing this for people in my circle and people who know me, and those who may receive this through friends and other people, that's fine as well, because you could begin the process of your healing, your knowledge, and so forth. Okay, so the next thing I will go into, we talked about the symptoms, the flus, the colds, the viruses, the whatever you want to call it, whooping cough, hooking cough, all kind of diseases come into play. And as you see, there's always a season. It's like the cold season, the flu season. Like these types of viruses they claim make you sick have a season, have a clock to say, oh, guess what, guys? We're behind season, so I think we better get on a ball and make these people sick. Otherwise, we'll be out of season. Ailments and flus and viruses and stuff like that don't have a season. They don't look at their clock and they watch and say, oh, it's time to go to work. It's time not to go to work. These things are always on. It's when your body's immune system begins to break down, when there's overtax, even with stress, and stress breaks down your body and breaks down your cells. You could look that up as well. I'm going to get into the scientific documentation on what stress does. You'll have to do your own homework. And a lot of your survival from this point on will depend on your own homework. I cannot hold your hand. I cannot do all these other things that I had time to do in the past because of the level of what I need to do now will not even allow that. So it's up to you to be brave and help me help you. Help me help you get your power and maintain your life. And this video is going to continue on. I know some of you are losing patience, but the key thing is you will have to have a lot of patience. The reason why we're facing this emergency, the reason why I have to do this now, is because people are running out of patience. So far, this video looks like it's documented up to maybe 13-15 minutes so far, and it takes me longer than that to explain this to one person individually. Up to 30 to 40 minutes to explain this to people over and over and over, because they all have the same problem. They all have the same symptoms from this, and I have to explain the same thing over and over, what the problem is and what the cure is. And at a certain time, I have to look at myself and look at my life and say, I just cannot afford to do this right now. It's too many bigger things to do and bigger ways to do this and to reach as many people as possible. So this is why I encourage everyone to stay online as much as possible. Get online, get connected to the networks that I'll be sharing with you, and soon I'm going to tell you what the cure is, and the cures are the protections are. I have to be careful with what I say because of certain laws in certain countries will not allow me to make certain claims. So I have to be careful what I say and what I claim. And you have to do your own research to understand what that means. So this is what life is about. Is sometimes you gotta make a decision to grow up and be a big boy and girl and make adult decisions on how to live your life and how to exist. And that's why bravery and strength is encouraged, and courage is encouraged. So we went on a lot of the symptoms, type of chemicals. Now Also, you got to understand it's going to take a strong amount, a mental and spiritual awakening. And the key to all of these things is understanding this thing that we call love. I'm talking about the deeper love of the compassionate love for all life and everything that exists. And love is not just being weak and allowing people and things to run over you. When you go into a jungle and you try to mess with the lioness cub, she will show you what love is to her. And that's biting your head off until you have no longer, until you live no longer. That's what they would do. And that's love to her, as to protect her family and her cubs. So love, the true compassionate love, is a harmonic existence. It's a universal existence in the cycle of life. Everything in life is a cycle. Nobody on this planet is going to live in this body forever. These bodies go through cycles. Our energy, our life force comes into these bodies and experience things for a certain time and then moves on. And where it goes from there, I'll let you guys get into that later. But these are basic, not even scientific, but just basic observable realities. There's a life energy comes into the body, it lives an experience, it does certain things, there are causes and effects to everything you do, and there's causes and effects to everything you do not do. This is why I'm telling you, you can't even sit on a fence and live in denial, because as you live in denial of this, as you stick your head in the sand, then you are saying, I'm going to allow this evil, this poison, this attack on humanity to exist. So that would be a choice you made to allow that to exist. Therefore, when it's time to pay the piper, you have to pay in full and be responsible because you ignored that when it was easy. Because it's easy to save yourself and protect yourself now, but it's going to be harder when people like myself are not here, and many other people, may not be here physically or may just be relocated to a different place physically because we decided we're not going to live or die like this. So, getting back to my notes here. So the solutions, some of the solutions. Let's get right into the solutions here. Seems that I rambled on to. Okay, about I would say about 7 years. I'm not good with time. 7 years I had the privilege to invent this mixture, this elixir, which I call Dragon Chaser Tea. And in this elixir, there are a lot of natural things. Actually, everything in this elixir is natural. At some points, I do add some unnatural things depending on the stage of illness a person is in. And some things are patented, so I can't tell you everything that's in this. I could probably tell you everything that's in it, but I can't tell you the full preparation of what's in this elixir. So if I do, then I'll be violating a patent, and then that I'm trying to get done, and I will help the powers that be or others, nefarious forces, to shut it down and shut this formula down. So in order to keep this formula strong and effective, I had to work on getting it patented and work on the techniques and show certain tea masters how to prepare this, how to prepare this a certain way, because it has to be prepared a certain way to be 100% efficient and effective. And once it's prepared a certain way through this process that I use, then it has to be, the doses have to be drunk a certain way. So you have to drink them a certain way. You can mix it down. Once you have the original formula, you can mix it down to have a flavor that you like, that's comfortable for you. It's very strong, but it's very effective. So it depends on where you are. If you're a super warrior, then you could just drink it straight as is. If you like to juice it down or balance it out with other flavors and juices and teas and other things, you could do that as well. But just make sure it's natural. And also, speaking of natural, for my vegan friends and vegan friends and natural raw eating people out there, you got to understand this. I know you try to have the best diet, the best everything possible, but this particular poison is like being shot with a gun. In that gun comes a bullet, and the bullet goes into your body. Now, once you have a bullet in your body, not all of the natural foods and herbs in the world is not going to take that bullet out. You got to use a evasive method to get that bullet out, to remove that bullet out. You need an evasive tool to remove that bullet out. This is why you could go as natural as possible and even use a lot of the ingredients yourself that I'm telling you. But unless it's created into this tool, this elixir, that bullet will stay in your body, because that bullet is an unnatural, very highly unnatural, toxic poison. So this is why this tea, this elixir, is designed specifically to remove that bullet and things and elements of that poison. It's specifically redesigned and tailored to counteract what they are spraying and what you're breathing, what you've been affected with. A lot of times people talk about, oh, my eyes are itching, or I got pink eye, or I got this little cough that won't go away, or my allergies are acting up, or my arthritis. Oh, and then old people saying, oh, I must be getting old, so everything hurts. And young people be saying, oh, I must be getting old, everything hurts. I mean, I'm seeing people from 60, 70, 80 to 17, 15, and 13 with the same ailments. So why is a 13-year-old having the same problems as a 70 and 80-year-old? It's because of the same poison that's being sprayed. And because they do not talk to each other, they do not know that they've been affected by the same thing. So what I'm telling you is, these are solutions that I activated. So at the end of this video, I'm going to post my network site and some pages where you could get the ingredients that's in my Dragon Chaser Elixir tea. And note, even though I'm giving you these ingredients and they're very healthy for you, they are not the original tea. There's something to maintain your body, to help build your immune system, to kind of get you at a certain level until I could get the original formula to you. Then when I get the original formula to you, then you'll see the difference on how your body reacts and how any of these ailments or flus, and even if you caught a natural flu, I mean, it'd be good to have a natural ailment for once in our lives without all these other evasive things. But even if you had a natural ailment, you'll find that this tea, this elixir, will help remove that and will help restore the body. So everything natural, all it does is help your own natural immune system rebuild and restore. And this is like a superpower helper. Look at that. Superpower helper. Like coincidence. So, I think we're coming to the close of this. So with that, I think this emergency transmission covered a lot of the basics of what's going on. The air, the GMO spraying, a lot of people call it chemtrails or chemtrailing or genetic modified organisms, whatever you want to call it. It's up there. It's all legal. It's all public record, public law. There's no conspiracy. It's just an agreement that we as society agreed to have them do this to us. So we just, until we decide to disagree with them doing this. So until you decide that, then I'll be here building a little circle, a little network of people that'll be protected from this and healed from this and restored from this. So it's going to take mental, spiritual, and financial, a lot of finances, because so many things that I add to these teas and elixirs cost quite a bit of money. And the basic formula is actually not too expensive, probably under $20. I could do the basic formula to get you through any major thing. But for anything, it's like stage 1, you kind of a little bit of a cold and cough and so forth. At stage 1, tea knocks it out. Stage 2, you got flu-like symptoms or any other arthritic or any other harder illness and bronchitis and stuff like that. Then I could take it out still with the tea. Stage 3 is like when it turns into pneumonia and turns into anything serious or forms of cancer. That's a stage 3, and that will require me seeing and assessing through myself or through my counselors, assessing exactly where you're at and designing something specifically for you. So, with that in closing, thanks for your time. Remember, you are the power. Stay powerful. Look out for the links. Look out for the group pages that I'll be giving you the opportunity to join and to connect with. As my schedule shifts to a very unattainable level, hopefully you'll take these protocols and you'll stay on top. I don't have a problem getting to people, because when you work with love and you work with someone who's going to work from love, then there's no time, there's no space, there's no distance that is too far. When you're working with love, love heals that time and space and will have me access anyone who's working from that paradigm. But if you're working in fear, if you're working in doubt, if you're working in negativity, if you're working with a bad attitude, if you don't want to take the precautions you need, if you don't want to study, if you want to do all these negative things, there's nothing I can do and there's nothing I will do, because all you're telling me is that you want to continue to suffer. You don't want to thrive, you don't want to live, you don't want to be vibrant in your life. You're telling me that just leave me alone. Or you're telling me give me part of this and then I'm going to ruin the other part to show to you that it doesn't work. Or I'm not going to take the formula, or I'm not going to follow the protocol so I can show you, see, it didn't work. It didn't work. Now, you don't need to go through that whole process if you don't want things to work. You just walk away and not even touch it and let it not work. But for those who want it to work, those who want to be powerful and healed and live a great life of quality on all levels, spiritual, mental, physical, and financial, stick with these programs. Stick with what I'm showing and sharing with you. I'm taking the time out to do this. This will probably be the last video for a while because I have much to do at this season. So with that, thanks. Be well. Be healthy. And you are the power.
It's doing damage. Some just try to keep me off the stage, cause the way I look and the way I play, sticking, kicking, I'm not drifting. A song like this is definitely hitting. Bass so hard, it'll crack a window. And as soon as I get you to go with the flow.
Just begun.